Good evening. My name is Jason Delisle. I'm president of the Speedway Town Council. It's 7 p.m. on June 24th, and I call this meeting to order. We'll first start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, two quick introductions here. To my right is our town manager, Grant Kleinhens.
Good evening.
Town councilor, Sarah Gardner.
Good evening.
And to my left is our town attorney, Ted Nolting.
Good evening.
Clerk treasurer, Philip Faust.
Good evening.
Councilor Vince Noblet.
Good evening.
And our vice president, Nick Sturgeon.
Good evening.
First item is approval of minutes from our June 10th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve our minutes from the June 10th meeting.
I'll second it.
All right, any comments, questions? Not, all those in favor of approving our minutes from our June 10th meeting, say aye.
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 Opposed? Passes 5-0.
4-0.
4-0. Yes, that's right, thank you. I'm probably going to say that again at some point. All right, the next item is our approval of memorandum for the administrative session of the Speedway Town Council on June 10th.
I'll make a motion to approve our memorandum of our administrative session on June 10th.
I'll second.
Okay, any questions or comments?
No.
All right, all those in favor of approving our memorandum for our special administrative session on June 10th, say aye.
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 Passes 4-0. All right, our next item is the pinning, officer pinning with the Speedway Fire Department. Chief Fishburne.
Yeah, Council, thank you. If I could, I'd like for Lieutenant Jenkins to come forward. Don't want to take up a lot of your time tonight, but Chris Jenkins was hired on March the 1st, 2009. Chris is also a member of Task Force 1 since 2019. He's been our department planner. We have guys that do logistics planning and all those things for the EAPs. Chris has been our department planner since 2015. And so he works with all the other agency planners to put together our event action plans and unified commands booklets and all of that. And back on January 1st, Chris was promoted to the rank of lieutenant from our process that we did near the end of the year last year and was certified. And it has taken us a while to get here, and that is my apologies to Chris and Jeff both, but better late than never. So at this time, I'd like for his wife, Danielle, to come forward. Is Grant coming up? Isabella coming up? You guys want to come up? So also with Chris tonight, I know his parents, Gary and Bev, are here to support him. His uncle Brent, who is a captain with Pike Township Fire Department, and a few other family members are here. So Danielle was a little nervous about sticking him. I told her stick him if she wants to. So Chris, congratulations, and we'll let you go through it. You got it. Thank you. All right.
Speech.
That's right.
He declined. Those guys back there would say that's rare for you. So if I can get Chief Cheshire to come forward. So Jeff Cheshire was hired on June the 1st of 2002. He earned the rank of lieutenant in the spring of 2014. Jeff is also, for the last probably 3 or 4 years, he is a state certified instructor and teaches firefighter 1 and 2 all over central Indiana here, which really affords some of our guys to get involved now in that process. And he's a great resource for us. Back on January 1st, he also attained the rank of battalion chief. So I think his two daughters, his wife couldn't be here tonight, couldn't get out of work. So Ella and Cora, his two daughters, are going to come forward and pin. And his mother is also here. Her name is Jane, but she did not want to come up. Which one of you are sticking in?
Should I go on the other side? No, it's fine.
Thank you for your time, and that's going to conclude. I really appreciate it, and we'll kind of slide out the back there. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, just, well, they're all taken off.
That's awesome.
Readjust your times.
All right, our next item is special event request for the 2024 Hauler Parade, and Maria is here with more information.
Yes. Good evening, members of the council. Thanks for having me tonight. Tonight I wanted to talk about our Hauler Parade that we have. It's on Main Street, so all of Main Street we would request to be shut down for the haulers to come through. This is from 5 to 7 on July 18th, and it is filled with family-friendly activities, things for the kiddos to do. It brings out people to the Main Street shops and restaurants to get approximately 1,000 people through the streets to kind of welcome them to the Brickyard Weekend. And so we request from you guys the approval of Hauler Parade and for all of the fees for the event to be waived. So, thank you.
All right, thank you, Maria.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the exemption for the Hauler Parade and that all fees and permits costs would be waived. It's a great event. It brings the whole town, and I think I'm amazed at how many people from around central Indiana come in just to see the parade. So thanks for asking.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Any questions, comments for Maria or otherwise?
I don't think so.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, all those in favor of approving our special event request for the 2024 Hauler Parade, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes 4-0. Thank you,
Great.
Maria.
Thank you, guys.
All right, next item is our approval of quote from the National Water Services for the relining of water well number 9. Grant?
Yes, thank you. So this is we did send this project out to 3 vent qualified vendors. The contact date initially was the first week of April 2024. National Water sent back the quote that is attached on April the 8th. Baston Logan sent back a quote on April the 24th, and Ortman Drilling never sent a quote back. The statute requires us to make contact, not necessarily to receive 3 quotes. I will also point out that the second quote, Baston Logan, was in the amount of roughly $5,100, and they had asked that they airlift everything out, do a full inspection before they would give a quote, whereas the low bidder, the one that gave us a responsive National Water Services, didn't require us to spend up front $5,100 just to give a quote. So with that, this is a installation of a new steel casing. We're going to put a 30-inch steel casing inside the failed existing 36-inch casing, because when that failed, it dumped rock and dirt into it and it's unstable. We can't just repair it, and we can't necessarily put the same size back down into the well you have to give a little bit of leeway so that can be backfilled. If you pulled the whole casing out and put a new one in, it most likely could, wouldn't always, but could collapse. So it's important that we do it this way. They will also clean out all the debris that falls into the well, seal it up, get it all working correctly in the amount of $99,389. I did want to also, I asked Ronnie with the expenditures put into that budget, budgeted for wells was $186,700. And there's also, hold on, I'm trying to read this. Appropriation of $2,058,000 for capital improvements on wells and other projects. So they have the money that they need to do the project, and this is kind of one of those, it happened, we can't just have it sit around. So he recommends this. We have confidence in National Water Services. We've done projects with them in the past, and we recommend approval of this quote. I'll answer any questions you might
Yeah,
have.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the quote from National Water Service for the relining of water well number 9.
I'll second.
All right, any questions or comments for Grant?
Can you explain what happened? Is it just an old well?
It just failed, and they noticed that it had failed, and they just happen from time to time. As the ground shifts, freeze-thaw cycle, rain can cause ground to change. The casing is steel, so it just deteriorated over the years. That well's probably been in service for well over 50 years. So when it initially was sunk in, it was better than it is today, and it just failed.
Is it in service right now?
No, it is not.
Okay. So we lost that production.
And we have other wells that we've been
Right.
able to back, and right now we're on surface water from Little Eagle Creek, so it
Yeah.
wasn't, but we got to get it ready for the winter. That's when we start normally taking more groundwater.
What's the location of that well? You know,
I'm
just
not sure.
general, just general.
It is in and near Leonard Park.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have wells all over the town.
Yeah.
Some that we don't use very often, but having a well is important because you never know what's going to happen to that water supply or that location. So having multiple keeps us with access to fresh water.
That's a big well. Yeah.
How long is it going to take them to get it done once started?
I thought they said at the end of their quote, I want to say Ronnie told me it was about 6 weeks once they get everything cleaned out and repaired and done. They've got to order the casing. My guess is that's half that time, at least 3 or 4 weeks to get it. And it's a 4-man crew, so it's not necessarily an easy job.
And Grant, do you know, just off the top of your head, what a brand-new well cost? Just to
To
compare
sink.
to this?
To sink a new well, you're probably talking $400,000 to $500,000.
Okay,
Yep.
for a brand-new site. Okay.
Once you do all the required permitting, all the required engineering, the equipment, the pump, all
Right.
of it, probably $500,000.
Okay.
Give or take. And it all depends on depth.
Yeah.
If you do a
Yeah.
30-foot well, this one's, I can't remember if he put the depth on it. But the deeper they go, the
Right, the
more they
costs go up.
cost.
That makes
Yep.
sense. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
it
you.
looks like it's a 60-foot.
Yeah, 60-foot well.
Okay.
All right, any other comments? All right, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor of approving our quote from National Water Services for the relining of water well number 9, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes 4-0. Next item is approval of quote from the Trillium Flow Technologies for the replacement of the Hydrog Gritter at the wastewater treatment plant. Grant?
Yes, so this is a interesting one, right? So the Hydrog Gritter removes water from our sludge. When it treats the wastewater, there's always sludge, and it removes the water from it. You have to press it and get it out. The one that we have is many, many years old and was budgeted this year to be replaced. The cost was budgeted at $50,000, and we solicited quotes. Brad put together a memo, and in the future, we'll have Ronnie also do this. I know Philip and I had a discussion about the preferred way for us to do this, and I think this memo format will work out very well. But we did receive 3 quotes. Trillium Pumps on May 21 in the amount of $53,305. LAI on May 16th, $61,878, and BL Anderson, March 6, 2024, at $62,438. So this is the same model as our current piece of equipment at the plant, and our staff will be installing it. So this literally is just buying the replacement equipment. And we did budget $50,000, so we're going over that slightly. But the 10th Street Lift Station project that we did budget $800,000 for, we are not going to be doing this year. And we do recommend that lowest quote from Trillium Pumps. And those 3 quotes were attached.
I'll make a motion to approve the quote from Trillium Flow Technologies for the replacement of the Hydrog Gritter at the wastewater treatment plant.
I'll second that.
Okay, any questions or comments? All right, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor of approving our quote from Trillium Flow Technologies for the replacement of the Hydrog Gritter at the wastewater treatment plant, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes 4-0. All right, our next item is approval of claims and utility adjustments. Philip?
Thank you. I do have requests for both before you tonight, and the date range for both the adjustments and the claims are June 6, 2024 through June 19, 2024. There are adjustments requested for 4 different accounts, and that's on 2 pages. And then we have claims totaling 10 pages in the amount of $2,183,610.62.
I'll make a motion to approve claims and utility adjustments as presented by our clerk treasurer.
I'll second that.
Okay, any questions or comments for Philip? All right, I'll call for a vote. All those, excuse me, in favor of approving our claims and utility adjustments, say aye.
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 Opposed? Passes 4-0. That was part of the other one. Okay. All right. Town manager report. Grant.
I have no report this evening.
All right. Thank you. So we'll do reports from our council members, starting with Councilor Gardner.
Yes, I have nothing this evening.
Okay. Councilor Noblet?
Just a couple things. I just want to let the public know that town manager, myself, supported the Chamber of Commerce, and who had 36 teams out playing golf in 95-degree weather. Felt like 100. And
We did, was that considered playing golf?
it was golf of some sort.
Okay,
yes,
sure.
Yeah, in some circles, I know. There's no cameras involved.
No.
And, just plenty of water that was consumed that day. But it was definitely a good day to get out and meet other businesses in the town of Speedway. Again, we have a great resource of individuals out there, and they all participated, and it was a good day to get out and get to meet a lot of individuals out there in the town. I'm amazed at how many teams that were out there, and especially on a hot day it was difficult to get through it and get done, but we did it without anybody getting hurt, so that's always a good thing. No, but I also we had the Brickyard coming back to the way it used to be, and running the oval, and I think it would be a great time for the town to welcome again race fans to the town of Speedway and show them what our true colors are. 4th of July is coming up here. It's always a good time to fly the flags and fly the colors and show our patriotism as a town. I think it's always a good time. show that up and down Crawfordsville Road and all the major thoroughfares from that standpoint. But that's all I have today. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Vice President Sturgeon.
Yeah, just since we last met, we welcomed Borage to our community. Had a good turnout from the council there. Had the pleasure of saying a few words to welcome them in, and also got to welcome in the folks that were doing the golf scramble by the chamber, which Rhonda and that group does an amazing job in putting events together. But other than that, nothing else for tonight.
All right, thank you. Nothing from me either. So with that, I will call our 10th meeting of 2024 adjourned at 7:21.
I knew I should.